disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you.
Yo, welcome guys to the biggest and most exciting show in the 254, where we bring you exciting topics, great music, your favorite artists, and good times.
Join us each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Faraja Mashup. It's your boy Big Man Kyuga.
And your boy Big Willie, aka the Big Kahuna.
Kwa majina ni John Mragori, ninaokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you through.
Welcome to the greatest sporting show in the 254. That is the Sports Blast show on Faraja TV, where we'll be bringing you all the discussion and all updates according to sports and sports events.
And of course, we look forward to engaging and interacting with you on our various platforms,
which are on Faraja TV Kenya at Facebook, Faraja TV Media at YouTube, and our SMS line 0703-339959, and our various competitions and events of the sporting sphere.
Remember to catch us live each and every Saturday afternoon from 4 to 5 p.m. whereby I'll be joined by 3 great co-hosts, your boy Big Man Kyuga,
and of course, Mickey Omchambuliz,
and Lefty Jizitisa Mgongoni.
One final lung-busting stride for Kipchoge.
So don't miss out on Sports Buzz.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Updates. I hope you're having a beautiful morning this 9th of July 2024. My name is Vicky Kipto.
And I am Abona Riri. Yes, remember you can interact with us on our various social media handles. Our SMS line is on the screen and it's 0703-339959. Yes, you can also find us at Facebook, Faraja TV Media. Faraja TV Kenya, sorry. YouTube, you can find us Faraja TV Media, TikTok faraja.tv.media, Instagram Faraja_TV_Kenya. Yes, and right about now.
Also remember to tell us your name and where you're watching us from. Remember we have many things in store for you. Today is Tuesday and we are going to be focusing on food. We are going to speak about coffee, but that one will come on later on. But first things first, we are going to start with news review, and I will start with the Daily Nation. And the story that is making headlines is about the things that happened on June 25, where a section of the parliament was set on fire. There were running battles between the police and the protesters, and it reads how we fled. On Tuesday, June 25, just after MPs had passed the controversial Finance Bill 2024 against intense public pressure, youthful protesters who had been kept off the National Assembly premises for most of the day breached the security and fence of the hallowed August House. For MPs who were in the premises, all hell broke loose as they sought to escape the protesters' wrath. Some of the lawmakers narrate to Nation the events of the fateful day. You can find that story on pages 6 and 7, and also there are pictures of MPs. We have Millie Odhiambo, Didmas Baraza, and Bishop Jackson Kosgei, where they narrate about the events that took place on that day. And I will start with Millie Odhiambo, who's the MP of Suba North. She said that, and I quote, "I found one woman MP who had despaired and was just seated where she would have been an easy target. The confusion in the tunnel is a story for another day." Didmas Baraza, who's the MP of Kimilili, said that, and I quote, "I had one of the youth identify me as the usual MP in a cape. I was behind other MPs, but was among the first to arrive at Bunge Tower. I saw death with my eyes." And of course, we have Bishop Jackson Kosgei, who's the UDA nominated MP representing persons living with disabilities. And Bishop Jackson Kosgei was the one who was wheeled on his wheelchair by the protesters, and he said, and I quote, "They knew who I am and even knew how I voted for the finance bill, but they told me that I was a good man and asked me to allow them to escort me out of the building." Head of court. Yeah, you can remember, you can find that story on pages 6 and 7.
Yes. So these are the members of parliament narrating their narrow escape. Yeah, we even had some members of parliament saying that they didn't know where the tunnel was, so they were asking others, "Where is the tunnel? Where is the tunnel?"
Yeah, the confusion that was going on in the parliament. And there was panic. They didn't know what to do. On the other hand, there were protesters who were very angry, and they had even breached. The protesters were already in parliament, something that had not been seen before. And some of the MPs escaped using what do we call? Using an ambulance.
Yeah, an ambulance. Others the tunnel.
Yeah, others the tunnel. Others even used choppers to escape the wrath of the protesters.
And we also saw the member of parliament of Embakasi constituency. He escaped through the fence. Yeah, he went over the fence. Yeah, so I think, okay, some of the members of parliament were confessing, and they were saying that this was something exciting.
Yeah.
It was something that...
Yeah, and some of the members said, like, say that they had never seen that before. It was like a horror movie. Most of them were scared. And I want to quote Bondo MP Gideon Ochanda, who's the, remember, he's one of the MPs, the 6 MPs, who are facing disciplinary action for voting for the bill, going against the Azimio coalition. Bondo MP Gideon Ochanda said that, and I quote, "We had just taken the vote in the chambers and I had left our Bunge Tower offices. Once I was up on the 19th floor, I saw people running helter-skelter. MPs were scampering left and right. I went to my office, removed my tie and coat, and remained in a shirt, then applied my paramilitary tactic to exit and join the crowd." End of quote. Yeah.
Yes. So he's one of the members of parliament who voted for the finance bill and went against their party.
But they are going to face disciplinary action. We've seen Azimio leaders coming out and saying that those people who went against the party will face the wrath of the party.
Yes, and also I think it's the same member of parliament. Yeah, it's the same member of parliament who also didn't go the next day while they were voting during the KDF motion.
Deployment.
So a lot of members of parliament also didn't show up
Because of the fear.
Yeah,
they still have
the
fear
number
in them.
reduced.
Yeah.
Yes, others were afraid, and others maybe it was traumatic. To them. Also, we can see that what's making news on the Standard newspaper. Patience runs thin on Ruto reform pledges. So we can see that Kenyans are waiting with bated breath on the call by the president to shuffle his cabinet, even after some of his measures, such as auditing the country's debt, fly into headwinds as Kenyans question legality of more proposals. Yes, so you can find that story on page 4. So we can see that a lot of Kenyans are saying we don't want talks, even as we...
They want actions.
Yes, they want actions. And some of the actions, remember that, like the president's action, the way he tried to push for the auditing of the country's debt, it didn't go through because I think it's something that's constitutional because they didn't allow him. And you can also find that story on page 4. Blow to Ruto as court suspends audit of Public Debt Task Force. Petitioners say the president violated numerous provisions of the Constitution and the law. They argue that the Auditor General is constitutionally mandated to carry out the function. So the president yesterday suffered a major setback after the High Court suspended his order to establish a task force to carry out a comprehensive forensic audit of the country's public debt. So this, we can see that this is one of the measures and this is one of the action that the president was trying to take, but he was taken, it was taken a little bit aback because of the general auditor, the Auditor General, and they said that they are constitutionally mandated to carry out the function.
And remember, the president promised that he was going to form a team that was formed last week, 11 members, to audit the debt that we have as a country. And it's also the story making headlines on the Daily Nation that read blow to Ruto of a debt team. President William Ruto was yesterday dealt a blow after the High Court temporarily suspended an independent task force he appointed last week to audit the public debt. Justice Lawrence Mugambi blocked the task force from embarking on the job following a petition by Nakuru-based Sergeant Dr. Magare Gikenyi and Mr. Eliud Matindi, who argued that the president assumed powers outside the constitution. And you've seen the Azimio la Umoja coalition coming out and saying that forming of the team to audit the public debt is not the work of the team, but the work of the Auditor General, and doing that they will be going against the Constitution. And one of the members that the president had appointed is the LSK chairperson, Faith Odhiambo, who said that she's not going to take the task that the president had given her because it was unconstitutional. And it says the move comes a few days after Law Society of Kenya President Faith Odhiambo, who had been named as a member of the team, rejected the appointment, saying the team picked will be usurping the role of the Auditor General. Also, President Ruto had appointed the task force. Among the members are Nancy Onyango, who is to chair the team, Professor Louis Francesi to deputize Nancy Onyango. Other members include Miss Odhiambo, Mr. Philip Kaikai, the president of the Institute of Certified Public Accounts, Mr. Shama Kiteme, the president Institute of Engineers of Kenya, and Mr. Vincent Kimosop.
Yes, we can also see that the Office of the Auditor General is an independent office pursuant of Article 248 and 249 of COK, and duplicating roles is a waste of scarce public resources. So this is what they had to say after the president had appointed the LSK chair.
And remember, the move was blocked yesterday by 2 people, Nakuru-based Sergeant Dr. Magare Gikenyi and Mr. Eliud Matinde.
Yes, so we can see that it's the same story also making news on the Standard newspaper, and you can find that story on page 5 of the Standard newspaper. Yes, and also remember that earlier on we had said that Kenyans were getting impatient with the president's with the president's decision to shuffle his cabinet. Yes, you can find that story on page 4. Kenya awaits cabinet changes as Ruto takes time to act on his word. Yes, so the Gen Z are demanding an overhaul of the cabinet, a complete overhaul. Of the cabinet. Experts say the president is weighing political implications. Yes, so Kenyans are eagerly waiting for the changes in cabinet that President William Ruto promised last week, with political leaders across the political divide saying he has no option but to act. Already the president's failure to announce the changes shortly is being interpreted by the country as a dilemma on how to handle friends and close allies who contributed immensely to his election in August 2022. Yes, so we can see that even yesterday we also saw that it's the same problem that the president is facing. He's trying to weigh between personal interest and also the people's interest. Yes, so he's trying to weigh between his friends, people who contributed to the chair, to his chair and to his reign in power currently.
And I think the reason why the Gen Z or the youth rather want complete overhaul of the cabinet secretaries or the ministries is because of the incompetency that they've seen, the corruption that is taking place in most ministries, and the latest is about the Hustler Fund, where 10.9 billion loans is in doubt. Money was also disbursed to unregistered person. Also, audit reveals irregularities in the Hustler Fund, and also they say that they have duplicate IDs used to process new loans.
Yeah, so we can see that the status of Ruto's Friday last week promises. So one of them was the task force on public debt. Its formation has been suspended by the court, as we've seen, because we've learned that it's constitutional for the general auditor in general to be the one who is in charge and not the president. So government reorganization to be done shortly by the president, but there hasn't been any updates from State House. Her chief administrative secretary positions suspended. No update also from the government. Her offices of the first lady, second lady, and that the spouse of the prime cabinet secretary. We've also seen that there hasn't been any update concerning that matter. No more harambes for government officers. Also, no update on the AG preparing guidelines. Government advisors to be reduced by 50%. No formal update so far. Purchase of government vehicles suspended. The renovation budget for the presidency and other government offices removed. There has also been no official update on that matter. And 47 parastatals with overlapping roles collapsed. Process is supposed to take longer. Yeah, so on that one, the process is supposed to take longer. So we can also see this is why people are getting impatient. Kenyans are getting impatient because of all the promises. Like almost all the promises that the president made last week. There's nothing. None of it has been implemented.
And all they want is just action to see the things that the president said is being backed by actions. To other news that is making headlines on the Daily Nation is about the former governor of Migori County, Okoth Obando, and it reads, not off the hook yet. Obando children to face graft case today. The hearing of a graft case against former Migori Governor Okoth Obando and his children will begin this morning after it was adjourned yesterday following a hitch over some documents to be used in the case. You can find that story on page 10 of the Daily Nation. So ex-governor of Migori, he's still making headlines. Remember, he was very famous, especially when he was linked to the death of former Maseno University student Sharon Otieno, who was killed, and also now corruption charges. And he's not the only one who has been charged. He has been charged alongside his 4 children and 4 others. And the reason why the governor or the former governor has been charged is because of the misappropriation of public funds and conflict of interest over the award of tenders to several companies during his tenure as the county boss. And remember, yesterday we said that the senators had passed a bill that allowed them to be involved in tenders, something that wasn't allowed before. The bill was rejected last year, but they passed the bill, and I think starting this month they'll be allowed to take tenders. And most of the people have come out saying that this is because of conflict of interest. And also the prosecution has lined up 59 witnesses to testify in the case to prove the charges against Mr. Obando and his co-accused. Also, investigators revealed that the tenders were awarded to various companies during the 2013, 2014, 2014, also 2015, and 2015-2016 financial years. And part of the proceeds were allegedly wired to Mr. Obando's children who were studying abroad. Also, some of the people who are charged alongside Mr. Obando are his 4 children, the way I said earlier, Mr. Jared Peter Odoyo, Oluoch Kwaga, his wife Christine Akinyi Ochola, his brothers Joram Opala and Patroba Ochanda, his mother Penina Auma, and his sister-in-law Caroline Onyango Ochola are also facing graft charges.
Still also on the graft charges and members of parliament, we can see that Senator calls for recall of poor performing MPs. This happened in Nakuru County. Nakuru Senator Tabitha Karanja has supported calls to recall non-performing legislatures while admitting that all was not well in the country. The senator questioned the source of funds and opulence from some MPs when thousands of Kenyans were sleeping hungry due to the harsh economic times. This comes at a time when the country witnessed a series of protests over the manner in which the government was conducting its affairs and the rise in the cost of living. So we can see that the senator of Nakuru County, Tabitha Karanja, has also called for non-performing MPs. So she is also calling for people to be accountable and also for the MPs to be accountable. And also remember that Nakuru County, Naivasha suffered a lot during the floods, and a lot of people lost their homes, their properties were destroyed, their livelihood were destroyed, and even up to now, they've still not recovered. They lost even loved ones, and some have not even been, they don't know where to go. They are still receiving help, so they haven't even recovered their livelihood yet, and they haven't, nothing has been done So we are waiting to see, even as the senator of Nakuru County calls for recall to non-performing legislatures and also the MPs, how what's going to be done. We hope that there will be changes. And also still on the same case, Turkana County. Yeah, the Gen Z's protest in Turkana direct their rage to NGOs over job inequality. Yes, so the Gen Z's protested in Turkana West yesterday. They directed their rage to organizations operating in the area for failing to consider youth in employment opportunities. Yes, so their claims were, these organizations come here, promise us jobs, and then hire people from outside. We are left watching and doing nothing at home. Yes, so the NGOs, a lot of NGOs have been going to Turkana County, but none of the youths there
From the Turkana County
have been employed or have received jobs. But they've been promised a lot, but they're left watching and seeing outsiders coming to work in their county.
I think if they qualify, they should be the first one to be given the job, because it's their county, and it's good if they're given a chance, especially if they are qualified.
Yes.
Yeah. Another story making headlines on the Daily Nation is about the DP Gachagua, and it reads, Gachagua isolated at home and away. Lawmaker Eric Wamumbi, the man Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua claims to have helped clinch the Mathira seat, is the latest leader in Mount Kenya to bolt out of the DP's camp. You can find that story on page 9. And let's talk about the issue that is happening between Deputy President Gachagua and Mathira MP, because Gachagua has been has been heard saying in Parliament, in public rather, that he's the one who helped Mathira MP to clinch the seat, and also he acted as a father figure during the MP dowry negotiation. And people are wondering what is happening between Deputy President, who's a father figure to Mathira MP.
Yes, so I think this is the same problem that the president is also facing. Considering personal interest and also political interest. So it's like you're trying to please the people, and at the same time you have these people who it's like you owe loyalty to because they were there for you.
And you cannot go against. And we've seen Mathira MP going against the Deputy President who helped him to clinch the 2022 Mathira seat. And I remember 4 months ago, the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, directed 4 months ago, directed bars, especially the ones that were selling illicit breweries, to close. And Mathira has come out and publicly speaking and saying that it is against the Constitution. It is the source of income for many people, and they don't have jobs, and he has directed the bars to reopen again.
Yes, and we can also see that some of the people they've made observances that the the Deputy President's problems are not the Gen Z's. They're not the problems of the President, because we can see that the President is the only one handling and also receiving fuel from the nation and with all the things that are happening in the country currently. But the DP's problem is with the way he's having issues with the Mathira MP, Member of Parliament, and also the problem with fighting illicit brew. He has distanced himself from whatever is happening currently in the nation.
And also we've seen especially politicians who are allied to the president not attending events that Deputy President is present.
Yes, and we can also see the same story is making news on page 8 of the Standard newspaper. Gachagua and wife sulk over 400 million Kenyan shilling budget. Yes, so the scrapping of the 400 million allocated to fight illicit brew rubbed the DP and his wife the wrong way. Gachagua tends to blame Interior CS Kindiki Kithure for his woes. Yes, and we've also seen that he also blamed the police for taking instructions from members of parliament.
Yeah.
And I think it also includes the problem that he's having with also the member of parliament of Mathira.
Yeah, and we've seen the president and the deputy president and his wife pushing the end of illicit breweries in Mount Kenya.
Yes.
Also, speaking or preaching about regional unity, where he's been seen saying that Mount Kenya must unite for the benefit of the people. Also, the 1 shilling, 1 vote mantra regarding the way the funds are being shared.
Yes. So we've also seen that on other news, the president is waited to assent to bill, yes, to sign the amendment of the IEBC. Yes, so on page 9 of the Standard newspaper, the Gen Z fuels urgent call for Ruto to sign law, reconstitute Paul's body. Yeah, youth-led nationwide push for electoral reform threatened to occupy IEBC offices. Yes, human rights organization and political parties unite for swift IEBC amendment bill approval. Yes, so the push for a properly constituted electoral body is gaining momentum after Gen Zs joined the cause to pile pressure and ensure this is urgently done. And remember, we are also expecting the president to sign the bill today at 9 a.m.
And also we've seen the Azimio demanding and pushing for the signing of IEBC Act. And they said that the IBC, the president should reconstitute or they have called the reconstitution of the IEBC.
Yes, and remember, the new law will put the country's electoral management system in place, including paving way for the appointment of new IEBC commissioners. Yes, so there are going to be new IEBC commissioners, which are expected to increase in number. Previously, there were 7, but now there will be 9. The president has been put under pressure to sign the IEBC bill, amend calls by a section of Kenyans to recall their MPs for voting in favor of the impurged Finance Bill 2024. And we've also seen that when the IEBC bill is going to be signed by the president, there'll be new commissioners, and also all Kenyans are going to be required to register again, to be registered voters again. And we've also seen that a lot of people want to vote again for the members of parliament. Yes, so they want to make changes in terms of the members of parliament and also to vote. And we've also seen some areas where there's a county there's a constituency they lost their member of parliament and they're supposed to vote in. The people are supposed to vote, but they cannot vote considering the current affairs that are happening in the IEBC. So we are waiting for the president to sign today at 9 a.m. so that the bill can be finalized and it can be official. Yes.
And also another story that is making headlines on the Daily Nation is about the fuel levy. Murkomen trends with caution over increase. The Ministry of Roads proposed that the levy be increased from 18 shillings per litre of super petrol and diesel to 25 shillings per litre, but the proposal, if adopted, is set to increase pump prices to 196 and 180 per litre of super petrol and diesel, respectively, in Nairobi, prompting the government to take a cautionary stance, even as it remains keen on increasing the levy. Also remember that the public participation regarding the fuel levy issue is happening across the country. And yesterday it registered a low turnout. And we've been talking about public participation and urging the public to come out in large numbers so that they can know what is happening, why they are going to increase the fuel by 7 shillings. Because if you don't attend this this public participation, you will not be able to present your views, and later on we will start complaining about the hike of the fuel. So it's good when public participates in these issues, especially an important issue like the fuel levy that I know it has a big impact in our lives. And also ministry received 15,000 written submissions where people have come out saying that they don't support the increase of fuel at all. And the reasons to why they want to increase is because of the road maintenance levy, where they said that they need extra money so that they can build new roads and maintain the roads that we currently have. And the reason is because of the weakening of the shilling against the euros, against the dollars, because most of the materials that are used, this is what the Cabinet Secretary of Road, Kipchumba Murkomen, is saying, that most of the materials that are used to construct these roads are imported, and because of the weakening of the shilling and the strengthening of the dollar, the euros, these imported goods are very expensive, and that is why they are looking for ways to increase the fuel so that we can be able to, so that he can be able to do what he promised Kenyans he will do.
Yes, also we can see that the Gen Z plan with military precision. In turn, doctors, other medical practitioners, and Gen Zs protest outside the Ministry of Health headquarters in Nairobi during the Occupy Ministry of Health protests yesterday. Yes, so we can see that yesterday they had planned to occupy the Ministry of Health, and we also saw some demonstrations happening outside the Afya House. Yes, so
it was damned Occupy. It was Occupy Afya House, or
Occupy Ministry
of Health. Yes. And they were calling the Cabinet Secretary for Health, Nakumicha, to resign.
Yes. So health sector in turmoil as interns storm Afya House. Yes, so the interns demand resignation of the Health Cabinet Secretary, Susan Nakumincha. They say the CS has failed in leadership of the ministry. Yes, so hundreds of medical interns yesterday stormed Ministry of Health headquarters demanding the resignation of the CS, Susan Nakumincha. The interns, who included dentists, pharmacists, and also they called for immediate posting of interns. Remember, this has been their one of their demands since way back, since the previous weeks, as we've seen before. The protest, which began as an online campaign under the hashtag Occupy Ministry of Health, quickly escalated into a full-scale demonstration at the Afya House. Yes, so even as they were demonstrating, they were also saying that the CS for ministry should go. Susan Nakumincha must go, highlighting their frustration with the ministry's failure to honor the 2017 collective bargaining agreement. So this is what they had to say. We have endured over 6 years of grueling medical school, sacrificing our lives to acquire life-saving skills. Now the Ministry of Health is jeopardizing our future. The CBA stipulates that medical interns should be posted within 30 days after completing their studies. Many protesters, however, claim to have been waiting for up to 2 years, leading to severe psychological distress and financial hardship. Yes, so we've also seen that the CBA, it states, and it also says that intern doctors should be posted 30 days after they finished school. But we've seen that a lot of people who finished school, they've had to wait for over 2 years. Others haven't even been posted yet, and it's been already 2 years. How can we say that this is a clear indication of the failure in leadership of the CS of of the Ministry of Health.
Because the interns, doctors want to be paid based on the 2017 CBA, and also the strikes have been going on
from a while.
Recently, clinical officers reached agreement to end strike, and also the interns want to be posted and to return to work.
Yes, and we've also seen a lot of problems occurring in the Ministry of Health. This is not only considering the interns only, but also the clinical officers. They've also been demanding confirmation letters on permanent and pensionable terms. And also we've seen some closure of other hospitals, and even some hospitals, they haven't been paying their employees.
Especially in county levels.
Yes, so we can see that the Ministry of Health is in turmoil, clearly. A lot of things are happening. Also, we can see that rural hospitals asks the state to increase healthcare budget. The Rural Private Hospitals Association of Kenya has expressed strong opposition to the government's decision to slash the primary healthcare budgetary allocation to 4 billion Kenyan shillings. They are calling the President William Ruto to increase the funds allocated to primary healthcare to release accessibility to healthcare amongst Kenyans. And this is not only the only sector that has also complained. We've seen a lot of major areas, even the Linda Mama in the healthcare. So clearly the health sector is in turmoil, and something should be done.
And the reason to why this is happening, especially on the reduction of the funds that is going to the rural hospitals, it's because of the president not signing the finance bill too low, and he said that we are going to suffer, we are going to have consequences regarding rejecting the bill, and one of the consequence is money that is allocated to counties, money that is allocated to rural hospitals will be slashed.
Yes, because we can see that earlier on they had proposed an amount of 50 billion Kenyan shillings, but now they just saw the proposal and they are receiving around 4 billion Kenyan shillings. Yes, and also can we say that when it comes to the slashing of the money and everything, there are some sectors which are important more than the others.
And most of the time you will realize that the money that were allocated especially to these sectors such as education, Ministry of Health, were more than the money that was allocated in other ministries, because these ministries are very important. And especially agriculture, education, health, these are important ministries. And I think the president should look at other ways that he can ensure that these important ministries are not affected.
Yes. Yes, so we are also waiting for the statement from the president, and also on the issues that he had proposed for also the action. Yes. So on other news, the state is supposed to pay 10 million Kenyan shillings to Pakistani killing. Yes, so the government will now have to pay to compensate the family of slain Pakistani journalist Arshad Sharif, who was shot dead by police in Kajiado after the court found the police to have acted in an unconstitutional manner. You can find that story on page 10. Yes, remember this is the journalist who was killed by the Kenyan police
in 2022.
Yes, so they are supposed to compensate the family with 10 million Kenyan shillings. Yes, and also we can see that rivals stagger at the sound of Faith. Remember Faith Kipyegon? She was the one who beat her own record. Yes. You can find that story on page 45. Yes, and also on the business, we can see that AG role in trade deals queried. You can find that story on page 32. Yes, And remember, you can continue interacting with us on our social media handles. Our SMS line is 0703339959, and you can catch us at Facebook Faraja TV Kenya, YouTube Faraja TV Media, TikTok faraja.tv.media, Instagram Faraja_TV_Kenya.
And also remember to tell us where you're watching us from and your name. We're taking a short break, but when we come back, we are going to speak about coffee.
Yeah.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Well, what is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's art. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon Gige, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m, I'll be bringing you amazing guests, and they'll be able to give us solutions on how to handle these big and disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you.
Yo, welcome guys to the biggest and most exciting show in the 254, where we bring you exciting topics, great music, your favorite artists, and good times.
Join us each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Faraja Mashup. It's your boy Big Man Kyuga.
And your boy Big Willie, aka the Big Kahuna.
Kwa majina ni John Mragori, ninaokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you through.
Welcome to the greatest sporting show in the 254. That is the Sports Blast show on Faraja TV, where we'll be bringing you all the discussion and all updates according to sports and sports events.
And of course, we look forward to engaging and interacting with you on our various platforms,
which are on Faraja TV Kenya at Facebook, Faraja TV Media at YouTube, and our SMS line 0703339959, and our various competitions and events of the sporting sphere.
Remember to catch us live each and every Saturday afternoon from 4 to 5 p.m, whereby I'll be joined by 3 great co-hosts, your boy Big Man Kyuga,
and of course, Mickey Omchambuliv,
and Lefty Jizitisa Mgongoni.
One final lung-busting stride for Kipchoge.
So don't miss out on Sport Buzz.
Ujambo mpenzi mtazamaji, karibu ndani ya Fahamu Siasa na Wanasiasa. Hapa tutakuwa tunaangazia masuala ya katiba, uchumi na teknolojia. Vile vile utaweza kufahamu na kujua kazi ya mjumbe wako, seneta wako, MCA wako kila siku ya Jumatatu na Alhamisi kuanzia mida ya saa 3 hadi saa 5, ukiletewa nami Peter Muhoro. Usikose kutazama Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Siku na mchana nakupa sifa, day and night, Lord.
Indeed, tunakupa sifa, sifa zote ni kwako ewe Mungu. This is Nuru ya Injili Gospel Show, ambapo tutakuwa tunaletea amazing guests, amazing artists, inspired ministers of the word.
And we shall be having interesting conversations. It shall be hot, it shall be fire, it shall be rejuvenating right here at Nuru ya Injili. Of course, hii si ya kukosa. Kutakuwa na mixes kali, new song, new bangers, na hii mtazamaji wetu utapenda. Kutakuwa na a lot of fun yenyewe mwenyewe huwezi miss.
I will be your host, Jack Favor.
And I, your co-host, Caroline Jerry, alongside DJ Chish.
Every Sunday
from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Nuru ya Injili, only at Faraja TV.
What's happening?
It's showtime!
Oh, okay, let's go. This is
Gospel Link Up.
kuanzia saa 4 mpaka saa 7 kila Jumapili at Faraja TV with me, the Ramses, alongside
DJ XDs.
Alright, hii ni kosa kukosa wewe.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Host Vicky Kipto, and today we are going to speak about coffee. It's Tuesday, where we focus on things surrounding food. And you can interact with us: Facebook Faraja TV Kenya, YouTube Faraja TV Media, TikTok faraja.tv.media, Instagram Faraja_TV_Kenya. Our SMS number is 0703339959.
Yes, remember you can continue interacting with us. You can send us your comment, tell us your name, where you're watching us from, and what part of the show you like. Yes, so we have one person saying, I'm Martin from Barnabas, and you guys are having a great discussion and overviews of what is happening. Hi Martin, and continue watching us. Yeah, shout out to you, Mato.
And continue interacting with us. Don't forget to tell us you're watching us from. And in our segment of Did You Know, we want to know if we want to shed light on coffee, whether because there's a difference between coffee and tea. And most of the time people confuse between the two. And coffee is a beverage brewed from the roasted and ground seeds of the tropical evergreen coffee plants of African origin. Coffee is one of the 3 most popular beverages in the world, alongside water and tea, and one of the most profitable international commodities, though coffee is the basis for an endless array of beverages, including espresso, cappuccinos, mochas, and lattes. Yeah. I hope I'm pronouncing them correct. Its popularity is mainly attributed to its effect, which is produced by caffeine and alkaloid present in coffee. So coffee is a brewed beverage from the roasted and ground seeds of the tropical evergreen coffee plants of African origin. Coffee is one of the 3 most popular beverages in the world, alongside water and tea, and one of the most profitable international commodities. And also you should know that we grow coffee in Kenya.
Actually, Kenya is popularly known for growing coffee and tea. Tea number 1 and then coffee.
And our coffee is also very popular in the world.
Yes, so we have an estimated 800,000 growers, mainly smallholder farmers, are growing coffee in Kenya. This is what happens in Kenya. Yes, so we have a large market of growing coffee in Kenya, and we sell it outside Kenya. So the coffee that you find on the supermarkets and the shops, normally it's just maybe the residue, we can say maybe the reject, some part of the reject. The good quality coffee is usually sold outside Kenya.
And the good quality, it's mainly very expensive, and that is why. But we can find them in our supermarkets, but they are very expensive. That is why most people prefer the other qualities that we have.
Yes, and also, did you know there are a lot of types of coffee? We are talking about coffee kahawa. Yes, there are a lot of types of coffee, and you might find different types of coffee growing in different types of the country.
And we have the 2 types of coffee, the main ones that we know that are grown, and then later on we're going to talk about the qualities of these coffees. So one is called the Arabica coffee. And Arabica coffee has less caffeine than other coffee variety, is of higher quality and has a better flavor, and has a better flavor. And also we have varieties of Arabica, K7, SL28, SL34, Ruiru 11, and another one called Betian.
Yes, and I think the Arabica coffee is the most common coffee in Kenya.
The one that is grown by most farmers.
In Kenya. Yes, so as we've seen, the Arabican coffee is the most common one grown in Kenya. But there are also some challenges facing coffee farming in Kenya. Things like climate change, especially now. As we've seen, like as the seasons are changing, expecting floods, heavy rains. There has been heavy rains, and even like the meteorological departments have been also saying people should be ready for heavy rains and also floods, and also global warming, things like super hot temperatures. Yes, and also unpredictable coffee prices also.
So that means you should grow coffee according to your environment. If you want, if you want to get into coffee farming, I suggest that you do a research, especially in the area that you want to plant that coffee, so that you can harvest high yields.
Yes. So despite, listen to this. Despite the decrease in production, coffee remains a critical export crop for the country. This is in Kenya. In March 2023, Kenya exported coffee valued at approximately 3.8 billion Kenyan shillings, which is nearly 27.1 million USD. Yes. So I think coffee farming is one of the things that also leads to a lot of profits in Kenya. Yeah, because we said it's one of the main cash crops.
Yeah, and that is why it is very important crop here in the country.
Yes.
And let's talk about coffee grading. We talked about the qualities of coffee that we have, and we said the most high quality coffee that are being manufactured here in Kenya, most of them are imported. That is why and this is because they are very expensive and most people here in Kenya cannot afford. So we are going to look at how the grading is being done. Grades are given to coffee beans before roasting. The grading is done in terms of size, shape, color and density. The beans are classified according to the size because beans of similar sizes roast at the same rate. Also, bigger coffee beans are rated as higher in quality because they naturally contain more essential oils that enhance the aroma and taste of the coffee. So the coffee that has bigger beans are those that are rated to be high quality because of the essential oils that are inside, and also because of they enhance the aroma and taste of the coffee. So Kenya coffee is graded into this Kenya E, letter E, this Kenya PB, we have Kenya AA, we have Kenya AB, Kenya C, Kenya TT, like letter T and letter T, double T, and also Kenya T and Kenya MH/ML.
Yes. So can we also say that maybe these different types of coffees are best at making maybe different types of coffee, like drinking, the drink itself? Can we say that maybe Arabica is good at making latte, or maybe the black coffee itself?
And also, if you want to there are those coffee that's really smell. The moment you just prepare, or if you walk in a restaurant, you'll just know that coffee is being prepared here because of the strong smell that they have. And we've been told it's because of the size of the beans. And let us talk about the Kenya AA. And Kenya AA coffee is by the far the most popular and sought after Kenyan coffee. It is also rated among the world's finest specialty coffees. If you want to know if you are drinking real Kenya AA coffee, look out for the secondary coffee taste sensation that produces a sweet sensation that lingers on the tip of your tongue. Wow.
There are some coffees you can drink and then you're like,
I've never.
Yeah, there are those ones that you feel
they're
like
very sweet.
Others are sweet and they are like, you feel it's strong, it's strong,
it's
super
bitter,
strong.
but at the same time it's very sweet.
But there are some that you're like, I could have gone for tea.
And you know, there are people who they are coffee lovers, and when they want to prepare for coffee, or when they want to order for coffee, they look at this grading. They don't just buy coffee, but they want to know, is this Kenya AB, is this Kenya AA? And there are others like us who just go and buy coffee. We don't care. We don't care about the grading. Let's look at Kenya AB. The Kenya AB coffee bean has both A and B coffee beans, which are mixed to form the grade AB. So they mix Kenya A and Kenya B, and then they form grade AB. The coffee produced by these beans is very popular in Kenya and internationally, and is rated as a premium coffee all over the world.
Yes. So, okay, can we also say that maybe there are these types of coffees, they also vary with prices? Yes, because we've said that the AA it's the most, maybe the highest quality of
yeah,
coffee.
of coffee.
Yeah.
And the higher the quality, the more
the higher the
expensive
price.
the coffee becomes.
Yes, so I think it's also true.
And also there's another one called the Kenya PB, coffee beans or PB. Coffee beans are those that have one single coffee bean inside the cherry rather than the more prevalent to have beans inside a cherry. So the one that is only, they only have one bean, and then there's others that have two beans. So this is a coffee type that has one bean. And I know there are reasons to why they have one bean.
Yes, so as we can see, we've seen the different types of coffees. So we are going to also tell you the benefits, some of the benefits of coffee, of
drinking coffee.
Yeah, and we've also had some myths and also some misconceptions about coffee. Maybe it's like if you drink a lot of coffee, you'll be so energized, because some people think like that, or maybe if you drink a lot of coffee you won't sleep at all, or maybe if you drink coffee you will sleep. I've had some people saying if I take coffee I'll go to sleep, so it's better I don't take coffee.
Also taking coffee, if you take coffee you're going to lose weight. If you take coffee you're not going to sleep. You'll have enough time maybe to study or do something else. Also, if you take coffee, especially to those people who consume alcohol, it's going to make you sober up. So we're going to look at if it's true or it's just a myth.
Yes. So what are some of the benefits of taking in coffee? So, okay, we've also seen that a lot of people say it boosts energy levels. Is it true? Is it true that coffee boosts energy levels? Yes. So one of the benefits of taking in coffee is it boosts energy levels. Yeah. Coffee contains caffeine, a central nervous system stimulant that is known for its ability to fight fatigue and increase energy levels.
So it's true.
So it's true.
Because of the caffeine that is in the coffee, that is a stimulant. And I think if you take coffee, it stimulates you and it increases energy levels in your body. And that's why people, maybe after taking coffee, they feel energetic.
Yeah, and it does not only boost energy levels. We can also see that it also it leads to the release of hormones such as dopamine. Yeah, and we've seen that dopamine is a hormone that is usually released when someone is happy. Yeah, and this is mostly the hormone that is also released when people are addicted to things. Yeah, so people become addicted. So, and I think this is why we've also seen some coffee addicts. Like people they cannot stop taking in coffee because of the release of the hormone of dopamine.
Yeah, and also we are going to see if it's true. You can be addicted to coffee or you're just a coffee lover.
Yes. So we can also see that it regulates energy levels. Yes, and I think also the release of dopamine is also what leads to energy boost in the body.
And also the caffeine decreases fatigue by altering levels of certain neurotransmitters in the brain. Yeah, and that is why most of the time when you take coffee you feel energetic, because of the neurotransmitters that is released in the brain. And I think this neurotransmitter makes your brain active, and that is why you feel energy while working.
Yes, and also we've seen some medications that have caffeine. They also have the same effect. It's like when you take the medication, when you take maybe the tablet, you feel energized. You feel like, I can work, I can do this, I can jump. You feel like you're just all over the place. Your energy has been boosted. Yes, so I think it's the effect of the caffeine. Because also we've seen it in medicine, in medications. Yeah, medications that have caffeine, they also lead to the same effect of drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Yes, and also can we say that this also varies with the amount of coffee or also the type of coffee that you're drinking? Because there are some types of coffee that have lower amounts of caffeine.
And others have higher caffeine. Yes. So it depends on the coffee that you're consuming.
Yeah. Because sometimes you might be drinking coffee and you're like, I don't feel energized. They are saying it boosts energy levels. I don't feel that. I
So
always
it
drink coffee
depends.
and I go to sleep.
Yeah, so again,
depends with the
earlier
type.
we talked about the grading, so it depends which grade are you consuming.
Yeah.
Also, one of the benefits of drinking coffee, it may be linked to a lower risk of type 2 diabetes. Yes, and it says some research suggests that consuming coffee regularly could be associated with a decreased risk of developing type 2 diabetes over the long time. Over the long term, also in a review of 30 studies found that each cup of coffee people consume per day was linked to a 6% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes.
Yes, and we've also seen that coffee is rich in antioxidants, which may affect insulin sensitivity, inflammation, and metabolism, all which are involved in the development of type 2 diabetes. Yes, so I think that is why we've seen caffeine in a lot of medicine, as we were saying.
Yeah, and also I've seen this, people who have diabetes, especially this type 2 form of diabetes, most of them consume a lot of coffee. And I think this is the reason to why they do so, because it reduce or it lower the risk of type 2 diabetes.
Yes. Did you also know that coffee has the ability to preserve the function of the beta cells in your pancreas, which are responsible for producing insulin to regulate blood sugars
levels?
Yeah. Exactly. So that is why we can see that it also reduces the risk of getting type 2 diabetes.
Or if you already have the type 2 diabetes, it also helps you to regulate the blood sugar levels because of the production of the insulin.
Yes, so also we can see that coffee could support brain health. Yeah, it can support brain health. Yeah, so although some studies have turned up mixed results, some research suggests that coffee may help protect against certain neurodegenerative disorders, including Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease. I think it also helps with the memory, considering the risk of getting Alzheimer's is low if you are a coffee consumer.
And I think this is true because earlier we said that coffee helps in boosting your energy. And we talked about neurotransmitters being introduced in your brain and making you active. So, and you know, Alzheimer's is a disease that makes you forget things. So when you drink coffee, at some point I just feel like it makes you active, and it will activate your brain and will help you remember.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so at some point it does help, especially if you have these diseases such as Alzheimer's, or also prevent you from getting these diseases as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease.
Yes, and I think also dementia. It also helps with dementia because this is also a memory-related disease. Yes, so I think since it boosts the brain and also it's like it activates you and your energy, it also boosts brain activity. So we can also see that another benefit of coffee is that it will promote weight management.
And I've seen this. Let's talk about this. I've seen it especially in the social media, where you will see somebody posting ways of reducing weight, losing weight, and you will see drinking coffee. So at some point it does, at some point it doesn't. Especially it will help you lose weight, especially if you accompany it with things like physical exercise or you being on a diet. So for you to really lose weight, you can accompany you drinking coffee with other ways of helping you lose weight, but not just sitting and drinking alcohol, coffee and thinking that you'll just lose weight by drinking coffee. That will not happen.
Can we also say it's because when you drink coffee, you also, your energy is boost. So you can be involved in physical activities.
Like going to the gym.
Yeah. Or even like physical activities like running or maybe doing something else or maybe lifting things and everything, which normally you wouldn't do that. And so this one might lead to weight loss also. And also I think some studies have shown that coffee, an increase in coffee intake may also lead to decrease in weight amongst women.
Yeah, and also in the article it says coffee could help support weight management and may be linked to decreased body fat.
Yeah.
One study also found that people who consumed coffee were more likely to be physically active, and we've talked about coffee giving you energy, and also helping you to be active.
Yes, also coffee can be linked to a lower risk of depression. Yes, so I think it also reduces depression because of it increases brain activity and it also boosts energy levels. You know, when you're active, you can't be depressed because depression comes from maybe when you are sitting down, maybe you are just somewhere and you are inactive. You are not engaging in any activity. Yes, and coffee does actually the opposite. It makes you active. It makes you engage. It makes you, it's like you want to do something. Yes. So another study found that drinking at least 4 cups of coffee each day was associated with a significantly lower risk of depression compared to drinking just 1 cup per day. Yes, so we can also see that even the amount of coffee drank, it also has an effect on your health.
Yeah, and also another study shows that people who consume coffee daily are very happy people.
Yeah. So our viewers, you can tell us if you've been drinking coffee, or maybe you know somebody who takes coffee. Yeah. Do you feel all these things that we are saying, or maybe it's just maybe the type of coffee that you drink, you feel like it's different? And remember, you can continue interacting with us on our social media handles. As we said, you can find us on Facebook, Faraja TV Kenya, YouTube, Faraja TV Media, TikTok, faraja.tv.media, Instagram, Faraja_TV_Kenya, and our SMS line is 0703339959. Yes, our viewers, remember we are still talking about coffee and the benefits of coffee, and we've also spoken about the types of coffee. How we are taking a short break, but we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Well, what is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's art. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon Gige, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m, I'll be bringing you amazing guests, and they'll be able to give us solutions on how to handle these big and disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you.
Yo, welcome guys to the biggest and most exciting show in the 254, where we bring you exciting topics, great music, your favorite artists, and good times.
Join us each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Faraja Mashup. It's your boy Big Man Kyuga.
And your boy Big Willie, aka the Big Kahuna.
Kwa majina ni John Mragori, ninayokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you.
Welcome to the greatest sporting show in the 254. That is the Sports Plus show on Faraja TV, where we'll be bringing you all the discussion and all updates according to sports and sports events.
And of course, we look forward to engaging and interacting with you on our various platforms,
which are on Faraja TV Kenya at Facebook, Faraja TV Media at YouTube, and our SMS line 0703 339959, and our various competitions and events of the sporting sphere.
Remember to catch us live each and every Saturday afternoon from 4 to 5 p.m. whereby I'll be joined by 3 great co-hosts, your boy Big Man Kyuga,
and of course, Mickey Omchambulis,
and Lefty Jizitisa Mgongoni.
One final lung-busting stride for Kipchoge.
So don't miss out on Sport Buzz.
Welcome back, our viewers. Remember, you're watching Morning Updates, and we were talking about coffee. Yes. So we also said, we spoke about the types of coffee, the different types of coffee.
Yeah, the grading.
Yeah, the grading of coffee. And also we were currently talking about the benefits of coffee. Yeah, and remember we said you can find us on our social media handles, Faraja TV Kenya on Facebook, Faraja TV Media, YouTube, faraja.tv.media, TikTok, Instagram, Faraja_TV_Kenya, and our SMS line is 0703 339959. Yes, remember to text us and tell us who you are and where you're watching us from. Yes, so we were talking about the benefits of coffee.
And also one of the benefits is coffee could protect against liver conditions. Yeah, and I'll read. One study found that drinking more than 2 cups of coffee per day was linked to lower rates of liver scarring and liver cancer in people with liver disease. So drinking 1 cup of coffee per day was tied to a 15% lower risk, while drinking 4 cups per day was linked to a 71% lower risk.
Yes, and also as we are saying that it can help with reducing, or maybe it protects the liver against conditions. We are not telling you, so go and drink, and then after drinking you can drink
or
coffee.
You can stop your medication and just drink coffee. It helps in reduce liver problems. I think, but you should just continue with your medication.
Yes, so we can see that coffee consumption could be linked to a decreased risk of death from chronic liver disease, along with other conditions like liver scarring and liver cancer. Yes, so we can also see that also coffee supports health. The heart health also. So we've seen that it helps with protecting the liver and now the heart, and also earlier on we said the pancreas. Like it helps with reducing the type getting of type 2 diabetes. Yes, because it stimulates or maybe it regulates the release of insulin. Yes.
Yeah, it also helps to support heart health, and some research shows that drinking coffee may benefit heart health. One review found that drinking 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day was tied to a 15% reduced risk of heart disease.
Yes. So we can also see that. Can we also say that sometimes when you drink coffee, it can also lead to increase in heartbeat? Yeah, because sometimes I always feel like when I drink a lot of coffee, or maybe I've taken a lot of concentrated coffee at once. Yeah.
Yeah, and also you've reminded me about something, because they said that it's one of the myths that I know everyone knows, that the lighter the coffee, the lower the caffeine. But I've learned that that is not true. That is not true. Actually, the lighter the coffee, the more the caffeine. Yes. The lighter the coffee, the more the caffeine, and then the darker the coffee, the lower the caffeine.
Yes. So our viewers, you had it. You had it.
Because most of the time I've seen people saying, I don't put a lot of I don't want dark coffee because of the caffeine. No. That is not it.
It's quite the opposite. So we can also see that coffee could increase longevity. Yes. So coffee could be associated with a lower risk of death, regardless of other factors like age, weight status, or alcohol consumption. Still more research is also needed.
Yeah, and I think this is because of the benefits of that comes with drinking coffee. Like it helps in heart matters, also to reduce diabetes type 2, also in liver. I think these are the things that most of the time, especially also it helps in heart conditions. These are the things that make people die quickly, and because of that we can say that really drinking coffee could increase longevity.
Yes, we can also see that coffee also may enhance athletic performance. Yes, coffee could improve physical performance and endurance when consumed before exercising. Yes. So we've seen that since coffee increases also brain activity, it might also help you to last longer while doing physical exercises.
Because it makes you active.
Yes, so that is also true. So these are just some of the benefits of drinking coffee. We know that there are a lot more out there,
and also research is going
still
on,
being done. Yes, to confirm some of the benefits, and also to confirm some health benefits and other maybe even the myths that we believe, the misconceptions that we believe about drinking coffee and about coffee itself. Yes, so our viewers, if you are a fan of coffee, you've had it. You've had some of the benefits of drinking coffee.
Some of the myths that people believe about coffee. And also, let's talk about one of the myths. And it says coffee is highly addictive. But according to research, they say that you cannot say that you are addicted to coffee. Yes, if you stop using coffee or taking coffee, especially if you are a daily consumer, there are repercussions that will come with that. But after a few days or after some time,
you will be okay.
You will be okay. Yes, you may have headaches because of the withdrawals that comes with you stopping drinking alcohol. But after some time, you'll just you will be fine.
Yeah, I also think it's the same thing with tea. Yeah, because we've also seen some people saying they are tea addicts, and there's nothing like that. Because after maybe some few days, 3 days, or maybe a week, you'll be okay. It's just the first few days of withdrawing from tea. Yes, and also on that note, our viewers, we have to end the show. Remember, you can catch us from Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Yes.
Yeah, this has been your show and we've been your host. I am Abonariri.
Yeah, and I have been Vicky Kipto. Let's do this tomorrow. We'll be focusing on relationship. Yeah. Bye. God bless.
Bye.